The 2020 question in the HSC was, how effectively does your prescribed text, the Crucible, tell stories to reveal both the personal, individual, and shared, collective nature of human experiences? Do you see how 3 terms there are drawn directly from the rubric? Individual, collective, and storytelling. Yeah, people generally like it because it's very vague. It doesn't even specify the text, and there's no theme that's actually mentioned. Why might it be a difficult question? A lot of people would not like it. I don't really like this question. The challenge with this question, okay, and just keep this in mind, you don't have to write it down, but with broad questions, you have to make it specific. If you don't make it specific, you won't go well. So because it's not already specific, it's harder to do that. You just have to be aware that you need to do that, right? So you really need to define what personal experiences, what shared nature. It's a great question because it's so adaptable. If you had a memorized draft, you can relate the specific experiences that you talked about in the draft to the personal and shared nature, right? So it's actually quite easy to link a pre-prepared draft to these, but you've got to make sure you're super specific about what you're saying. So don't be vague. You've got to say what form of storytelling and what type of personal experience and what is the shared nature of this experience. And you've got to break down each of those terms. Okay, so to what extent does the exploration of human experience in the Crucible invite you to reconsider your understanding of love? This is why people got confused with this question. People thought it was the hardest question, right? Out of the HSC that year, they're like, that love question. It's like, how is that about love? It's like, it doesn't say that it's about love in a positive way. So people got stumped on that fact alone because love has a positive connotation, doesn't it? Love, it's a good thing. But this world is horrible. And yet, it doesn't say that it has to be positive. If you get a word that's typically positive, you just say it's a love for revenge, and now it's negative, right? So you don't have to use love in a very limited way. So when you get a key term of the question, the lesson from the 2019 question is to interpret it as broadly as possible, as broadly as is convenient for what you already have in the essay. I need to relate love to what was in each of my body paragraphs. So how can I articulate love in that way? Well, I can make it about a love for ideology, or right, a love for ideological adherence. So we love being part of a group, and therefore we neglect love for each other. Do you see how I'm interpreting that? So love for one another actually becomes eradicated in many ways, doesn't it? We don't love each other, but we love the state, we love the church, or we love revenge, we love the opportunity for revenge. Also, if you're talking about love in the positive sense, did anyone pick up on the key word there that I used before? What did I say? We end love for each other. Like, love in this society is neglected. So you can talk about it in the negative sense. So there's a neglect for love. Just make sure you define who the love is for or what the love is for, as Caroline said, right? It wasn't just loving someone, it was loving revenge. It was loving an emotion.